Well, we went already last week, and it just packed up on me. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was there. I mean, you know, I've had a long shaft, mate, you see. You go right through to there. Yeah. That shaft, that would normally finish there, but there's in a bearing there. Yeah. You see, which yeah, we see it goes tonight, that's
I've now got with me Australian champion Gary Moon. Gary, welcome back to Coventry, and you rode particularly well here the last time you were here.
Yeah, we didn't go too bad here last time, but might be a different story tonight. You never can tell till the night's over, can you?
Are you a little bit disappointed that it is a Grand Prix formula and not a full-blown test match this season?
No, not really, because like for the last 2 years I've been here, it's all been test matches and there's been no riding for yourself, but with it being individuals, I think it'll be more exciting.
You had tried to have some grass track meetings here, but the problem there was a problem over your licence. Can you explain that to us, please?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to explain what's happened, but we're getting around it. By the end of the season we'll be right, and next year we'll be doing the grass full time.
You've had a few practices at the grass. You rode at the interval at the Coventry Club a few weeks ago. How did you find the grass racing over here?
Yeah, the grass is it's a lot more aggressive and not so precise as speedway, but it's also a little bit faster, and there's a lot of blokes out there.
The Coventry track is rated by many speedway riders as one of the smoothest and best in the country. How do you find it out there?
Yeah, well, it is. It's one of the smoothest and the best in the country, and it's a good stadium. Everything's really done really good around here.
And obviously some tough opposition with the return of Darren Trelaw back for a season's racing over here this season.
Certainly is. There's tough opposition everywhere. All the pommies are going faster now as well.
I've now got with me Dave Heath. Dave, welcome to Coventry. You didn't ride in the test series last year, but in fact you did ride in the individual meeting here at Coventry last season.
Yeah, that's right. I had the Godden V-twin, which is a good engine, but it's not really the motor for this business, no. And I was a bit green, I had a different frame, but things are looking up now, yeah.
We saw you practicing it at Long Eaton on Wednesday. How did that go for you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's all right. I've had a bit of trouble all week with the bike, and but I've just fitted a new Bewley box in, because there's a Kawasaki with the gearbox sawn off, and I've just fitted a gearbox in it, and we'll see how it goes tonight. It's first night with it in.
What's the basic difference between riding on the speedway to on the grass track with the sidecar?
Grass track is the bends, how to say, they're a bit undulated, and you can't go in a bend as quick in a grass track as you can with a speedway. And the thing is, with a speedway you can get out of bother so easy, but with the grass track you can't. It's a different game. I mean, basically, I'm at the British Master tomorrow, only as first reserve, but it's a different game, and it really is. I mean, it's a different, and really the grass track scene now is it's enjoyable, but not as enjoyable as this.
Obviously, like yourself, a lot of you riders must have wished that Paul had introduced this sidecar speedway many years ago.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, what Paul's done is, there's no other words for it, is brilliant. He's a brilliant rider himself. He can jump on anything and win with it. It's brilliant. Yeah, this should have took off years ago. I mean, basically, it's still slow taking off, I think, but it's brilliant. I mean, I think, you know, there's not as many foreigners over this year, I think, as Paul would have liked because of one thing and another. But I'm sure in the next 5 years it's going to take off in a big way, you know, really. So really, I want to go 10 years younger. Really.
What would you be pleased with? I mean, obviously you want to win this Grand Prix, but what sort of position or what are you really looking for to achieve over the next 4 rounds?
Well, I'll be well satisfied if I finish in the top 4, half a dozen. Any further than that is a bonus, but I'll be well satisfied. If I finish in the top 4, I'll be well pleased.
Do you want me to look it in, Eddie? No, mate, not me. I'll be trying to get hold of one. Smithy! I'll be trying to get hold of one of these T-shirts. Yeah.
I've now got with me the lady who should have been Paul Pinfold's passenger tonight. Beth, how are the injuries coming along?
Slowly. I should be another month, I think, a month, 6 weeks before I can have another ride.
Any possibilities that you might be able to ride in the later rounds in the series?
I'm hoping to. I hope by the end of August I'll be right.
You must be bitterly disappointed. We saw you practicing at Long Eaton early on the season. You stopped here through the cold winter. We're looking forward to the race. Now this injury happens.
I know, it couldn't have happened at a worse time, right at the beginning of the season, but that's racing.
Is Paul disappointed the fact that he hasn't got a full-blown test series this time, or is he happy enough with the Grand Prix system?
No, he's happy with what we've got this year because it wasn't originally, nothing was going to happen, so what has happened has been really good. A few of the Aussies are over here and it's done all right. We'll be better next year, we hope.
Paul's been having to go on the grass again recently. Will you be partnering him on the grass when you get fit again, or is that a different proposition altogether?
No, I do want to get back on it. If I don't do it again, I'll never do it because that's where I fell off. So, no, I want to do the bonfire burn-up. That's my big aim, to race there in November, that is.
Thanks a lot, Bet. I'm sure you want to get off the crutches, and with the noise of bikes, we'll have a word with you again some other time.
All right, thanks.
first round of the Super Prix of the 1000cc sidecar speedway. And that gives us 16 outfits consisting over 20 heats, 5 outings for each pairing. As in speedway, 3, 2, 1 is the scores. A couple of alterations to your programme. The passenger on outfit number 1 is Tony Miles. Number 15, the driver is Darren Treloar. We've seen him before, Darren Treloar. And the passenger for number 17, the reserve, is Tony Warren. Well, I've got a man on the centre green who can introduce all the outfits to you as they come round. So over to the start there, and Dave Stolworthy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First onto the track is no other than Jen Shearer, son of Mitch Shearer, who's going to lead out the charioteers for this evening. And coming onto the track, the first one is number 1, which is Neville Penfold with Tony Miles. Neville Penfold from down to the southeast of England, a grass tracker. Tony Miles, also a former grass tracker, new to the sidecar speedway scene, new to this track, Neville Penfold with Tony Miles. At number 2, it's the Cave brothers, Mick and Alan Cave. They were doing very well in the test series last year when they rode for England. Also grass trackers, but making their name on the shale. Number 2, Mick and Alan Cave. Number 3, Mr. Coventry himself, Paul Penfold, on the World Rebels sidecars, and his passenger is Keith Wall, the other half of the championship-winning grass track team last year. Paul Penfold and Keith Wall. Number 4, Ray Blackall from Salisbury, Wiltshire, and Terry Madley. Terry Madley teamed up with Ray Blackall last year, and here he is again on the sidecar scene for 1991. Number 5, coming onto the track, is George Penfold, a cousin to Neville Penfold, a very versatile racer. I'll tell you more about him later. He races on the grass, he races on the quads, but not his passenger in the chair. We'll tell you about his passenger later. No number 6 yet. He's got trouble with his machine, so he goes straight from number 7. The first time you've seen him in England, Greg McKee with Peter Jones in the chair. On the track, the real veteran, Albert Lewis, started racing 30 years ago with Clyde Malloy, also a grass tracker. Albert Lewis there. Number 9, Rob Henderson, former Midland Road Racing champion, with Martin Eden in the chair. At number 10 is Mark Newsom with P. Brush. Mark Newsom comes onto the track. Mark, of course, went over to Australia 2 years ago for experience. Having trouble with his machine, but out on the track he comes. Number 11 comes round onto the track. Brian Ash, young Brian Ash, he's known as, or Bash, with Steve Robbins. At number 12, coming past the start line, is the unofficial world number 1, Gary Moon from Australia with Craig Hall. Number 13, Ben Heath, is a former British grass track champion. And we do have number 6 out on the track. We didn't think he'd have his machine ready. That's Irishman Tom Gilsenan with Matthew Gumarola. Here he is, Ben Heath, known as Dave Heath, his real name, known as Ben, former British grass track champion. Ben Heath there with John Bowker from New Zealand in the chair. Next rider is Richard Moore, new recruit to the sidecar speedway scene with Grant Hickley. Behind him, number 15 is Darren Treloar, Maximum man here in 1989, back in England, Darren Treloar with Bill Hudson. At number 16 is Ian Mills and John Hawthorne from down there in Berkshire, new on the scene. Ian Mills and John Hawthorne. And the reserve tonight, number 17, Harry Ross, with Tony Warren in the chair. Harry Ross is also a new recruit to the sidecar speedway scene.
Well, thank you, Dave, for that splendid introduction. Always nice to have an expert who knows exactly what's happening in the 1000cc sidecar speedway. You've set the scene admirably, and we're all set now for Heat 1.
So the outfits coming out for heat number 1. Neville Penfold rides in red, making his first appearance on the sidecar speedway. In blue it's Mick and Alan Cave, of course, rode in the test series last year and the year previous. In white, Paul Penfold, new passenger Keith Wall, due to the injury to Bet Littrick. And in yellow and black, Ray Blackhall and Terry Mayley. Paul Penfold, in fact, has been getting some practicing on different tracks to acclimatise to his new passenger Keith Wall. In fact, passengered him at the Midland Marauders grass track a few weeks ago.
Right, I can tell you that in the red helmet, Neville Penfold, this is his very first sidecar speedway meeting. Neville Penfold from the southeast of England.
Waiting for Paul Penfold to move into line in gate number 3. So Penfold gate 1, Cave gate 2, Penfold 3, Blackhall on 4 away, and Penfold quickly out with a 3-gate. Penfold gets out with him, but it's Penfold who leads into that Coventry corner on lap number 1. Penfold in second, Cave in third, Blackhall at the back, and Penfold already starting to stamp his authority on the seat number 1, bunching up for second, third and fourth, and Blackhall almost into the back of Cave there. As Penfold with a good lead now. It's Cave taking closer order on Penfold for that second place. Penfold over slides coming off that Coventry corner, but still he hangs on to his second, but he's a long way down on Paul Penfold as Cave goes the line round the outside of that pits corner, goes much too wide. Blackhall almost got inside Cave as Penfold down the back straight for the third time, a long way clear of Penfold. Cave in third, Blackhall at the back. And you can hear the whine of Paul Penfold's motor as he moves on to lap number 4, and Blackhall gets ahead of Cave. Cave made a mistake on that pits corner, drops back to last. As we look again for Paul Penfold entering the pits corner for the final time as Penfold's coming off the Coventry corner. That's the gap between first and second. Paul Penfold wins it. Second is going to be Neville Penfold, a second place in his first ever official sidecar race. He has had a few practices at Long Eaton this season. Third place, Ray Blackhall in heat number 1.
Well, that was heat 1, and the winning outfit in white, Paul Penfold and Keith Wall. Their winning time at 68.8. 68.8. Second in red, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. And third in yellow and black, Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley. 68.8 the winning time. And for those of you who perhaps don't come to Speedway, there's a results board on the first turn now. Results board at the, well, it's not the first turn now, is it? It's the Speedway first turn, let's get it right. It does give the results and the times of each race, the box towards the pits. On now to heat 2, the outfits are on 2 minutes.
In red, it's George Penfold. Now, Alan Cooper-Smith is a non-starter, ladies and gentlemen. Alan Cooper-Smith is not here tonight, so there will be shared passengers. So you could see almost any passenger tonight with George Penfold. In blue, first time in England for the Australian Greg McKee with Peter Jones. In white, it's Irishman Tom Gilsenan with Matthew Fumarola. And in yellow and black, that veteran Albert Lewis with a different passenger this year. It's Clive Malloy as a passenger. If you remember, if you saw the sidecars last year, it was Pam Saw as a passenger. So Albert Lewis, new passenger.
We've got George Penfold, cousin of Neville, riding in red. Looks as if Tony Miles is coming straight back out to passenger his cousin. Neville Penfold's cousin in this race number 2. In blue, Greg McKee making his Coventry debut. In white, Irishman Tom Gilsenan, and yellow and black, the veteran Albert Lewis. They settle for, and it's Gilsenan making the gate and leads into that Coventry corner. Penfold at the back as Gilsenan shows from McKee. Lewis going for line round the outside of that Coventry corner as Gilsenan then from McKee. Lewis in third. And George Penfold struggling hard at the back, and problems there for Albert Lewis. He stopped upon that pits corner when he had a safe third place position, but Bill Sennan really going wide upon that Coventry corner. McKee trying to get through on the inside, and George Penfold, whether he's got a sick bike or whether he's not used to this sidecar speedway, he's out making his debut tonight as Gilsenan into the Coventry corner once again, a long way clear of McKee, and really George Penfold certainly not winding on the coals there at the back. As an ejected Albert Lewis checking his machinery on the pits corner. Goes Sunnan again, scraping the fence as he moves on to lap number 4. McKee still in second, the Australian long track sidecar champion. Obviously found this speedway track a little bit tight, and Goes Sunnan, if he goes much wider, he really will be going around the dog track. One up on the boards upon that Coventry corner, but it's a winning ride coming through for Irishman Tom Goes Sunnan. Second there is Greg McKee, and coming through for a third place position it's George Penfold. So Tom Goes Sunnan, the last time he was in action in fact was at Bradford, when he demolished the starting gate in his first ride when he had Lisa Penfold as his passenger.
Well, let the outfits get back in the pits so you can hear the announcement. The result of Heat 2 with the winning outfit, Team Deal Gil Fennan and Matthew Fumarola. The winning time 73.4, 73.4. Second in blue was Greg McKee and Peter Jones. And third in red was George Penfold and the unnamed passenger. 73.4 the winning time.
So a tremendous difference in times there for heat number 1 and 2. 68.8 for Penfold's winning time, 73.4 Tom Goes Sunnan's winning time for heat 2. Heat 3, Mark Newson rides in red.
For heat 3 in red, it's Mark Newson with P-Brush. I told that P stands for paintbrush. So that's the riders in red. Mark Newson with P-Brush. In blue, it's Brian Ash and Steve Robbins. In white, Rob Henderson and Martin Eden. And in yellow and black, the Australian number 1 and the unofficial world number 1, Gary Moon. Gary Moon is passenger in Craig Hall. Reason for that is Paul Norton, his normal passenger. He's gone back to Australia because his wife's having a baby. So, but you may remember that Craig Hall rode with Alan Artis last year, and he also used to ride with Gary Moon, so he's no stranger to Gary Moon from Australia. So Gary Moon and Craig Hall.
So 2:08 pits trying practice starts on the back straight as referee Barry Bowles puts them on 2 minutes.
Steve Rollins, he was very ill during the winter, and it's good to see him back racing. In fact, he was very, very poorly during the winter months, so it's good to see him back on the track again for 1991. Steve Robbins, and of course Brian Ash, young Brian, known as Bash, makes quite a few of the Puma outfits, chassis builder, and of course Mark Newson, a very experienced sidecar driver.
So coming into line for race number 3, Mark Newson going to ride in red. Brian Ash rode particularly well for the England team in the last 2 years. He's there in blue. It's Rob Henderson in white and Gary Moon, the Australian new number 1 this season. He's in on the outside of Mark Newson. In fact, with a few bike problems, the green light had already come on. Newson left to the gate as Moon gets round the outs of Henderson. Ash somewhat surprised at the back as Mark Newson not too happy there. Looks up to the referee, but obviously the green light must have been on, so the referee is riding it to Speedway rules tonight, to solo Speedway rules, and a good ride passed through there by Brian Ash on the inside of Rob Henderson as Moon already a good way clear at the front. It's Ash in second, Rob Henderson in third. That's a pity because Mark Newson put in some good performance in the past, chastising there with a starting marsh. He's absolutely furious about that, but obviously the referee Barry Bowles, using the law of solo speedways, the green light must have been on, so Newson's bike problems came too late for him. But back to the action again as Gary Moon leads on to lap number 4. Brian Ash in second, Rob Henderson in third. As down the back straight again goes Gary Moon, looks behind him, sees Brian Ash in second. Pretty well spread out now as they make their way into the pits corner for the full time. Moon takes a big handful coming up that pits corner, blasts through for the win in race number 3. Interesting what sort of time he clocks. Second there is Brian Ash, and the third spot Rob Henderson.
Well, there's 2 of the favourites there. Gary Moon and also Paul Penfold won the first heat, so we're in for a very, very exciting evening here at Brandon tonight.
And the official result of Heat 3, 30 yellow and black, Gary Moon and Craig Hall. Winning time 70.6, 70.6. Second in blue, Brian Ash and Steve Robbins. And third in white, Rob Henderson and Martin Eden. 70.6 to winning time takes us on to heat 4, and don't forget the minor alteration. The driver in the red outfit is Darren Trelaw. Darren Trelaw, the driver in the red outfit, heat 4.
Interesting to see Gary Moon's time almost 2 seconds below that of Paul Pinford in the opening race, as the outfit's coming into line for race number 4. Again, a couple of new names, Richard Moore and Ian Mills, making their sidecar speedway debut.
Waiting at the start line there, Ian Mills. He's from Reading in Berkshire. His first season on the speedway, and it's, would you believe, 10 years ago he rode grass tracks. And he got married. And he's been persuaded to come back onto the racetrack. And he's racing the ex-Leon Vervac, the South African machine, Leon Vervac was over last year for the rest of the world. That's Ian Mills. He's been practicing regularly.
So Trelaw 1, Moore 2, Ian Mills 3, Ben Heath 4 away, and Trelaw absolutely roars out that inside gate. Dave Heath going for line round the outside of Heath. Somewhat surprised he gets round the outside of Trelaw. It's Mills in third, and Trelaw's bike's gone. Darren Trelaw's bike has gone, and that really has spoiled what should have been a cracking race number 4. He's got it going again and gets moves through into third place. Ian is it's Richard Moore. Ian Mills in trouble there at the back. Still we see Dave Heath into the top corner ahead of Richard Moore. Trelaw coasting round in third place. He's had a lot of trouble over the last few weeks getting his equipment sorted out, ready for the start of tonight's meeting. He's had bike problems again, as Dave Heath, reserved for tomorrow's Masters grass track, leads at the back straight once again. It's the rider in blue, Richard Moore in second, Darren Trelaw in third, and Ian Mills has got going again, but a long way down as Dave Heath into that Coventry corner. Mills in second, and despite the sick bike, Trelaw's getting a little bit closer to Mills in second place there on that to Coventry corner, and could in fact snatch the second place. He's really after Mills now, and they go into the pits corner together, and Trelaw, sick bike or no sick bike, is going to come through and get the second place.
Winning time 72.8, 72.8. Second in red with Darren Trelaw and Phil Hudson, and third in blue Richard Moore and Grant Hickling. 72.8 the winning time.
Gary, you won the Australian title after coming over here to England last year. Was it hard work back there in Australia when you went back as the unofficial world #1?
Certainly was pretty hard. There was a lot of people at home waiting to have a go at me and actually see if I was any good or not.
They had a bit of a shock, didn't they?
Yeah, I suppose they must have.
How long are you over for, Gary? The whole season?
Yeah, I'm staying here for all the big grass tracks at the end of the year, and like straight after the bonfire burn up down at Tom Penfold's track, we'll be going home probably within a week after that.
That's tremendous. It's great to see you. You're going to come back again next year?
Yeah, I'll probably be back for the next 2 or 3 years.
That's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moon, the world #1 and the Australian #1. The lineup for Heat 5. In red, it's Ben Heath again with John Bowkett straight back out, hence the short gap there. In blue, it's Neville Penfold with Tony Miles. In white, it's George Penfold with an unknown passenger. We'll have to wait to see with a passenger there because it's Alan Cooper Smith, a non-starter. And in the yellow-black, it's Rob Henderson and Martin Eden. That's the lineup then for Heat 5.
Remaining for the outfits for Heat 5, just 1 minute. 10 seconds remaining, just 10 seconds.
Penfold excluded for exceeding the 2-minute time allowance, and Harry Ross with Tony Warren in the chair comes in as the reserve replacement in white. Quite a few new names to the sidecar speedway in action tonight. So Dave Heath should be favourite for this one, with probably Neville Penfold pushed him pretty hard. So moving into line 4, race 5, and away, and Penfold gets out, Heath gets out with him, Henderson goes to line round the outside, Heath keeps a tight line on the inside of that pits corner, but Neville Penfold nicely round the outside. Good race there by Neville Penfold, but Heath trying to get back inside Penfold, giving him a shove on the inside of that pits corner. As Penfold then from Heath, these two pulling away from Henderson, the reserve Ross at the back, and that was a good piece of action there by Neville Penfold on the outside of that Coventry corner, and slowly but surely he's pulling away from Dave Heath now as into the pits corner once again. Penfold keeps a tight line, overslides a bit coming off that pits corner, but Heath can't get back to him. Henderson in third, Ross at the back as we look at the lead into again, and Penfold's again gone wide coming off that Coventry corner in turn. Dave Heath's gone wide with him, but certainly closer racing this time as Penfold on the inside, and Heath overslid that pits corner onto lap 4. Penfold then from Heath, Henderson in third, Ross at the back, goes down the back straight for the final time, and that's 5 of the 6 coming up for Neville Penfold. What a promising debut, 2 sidecar speedway from the grass track up in Kent. Neville Penfold wins it, second Dave Heath, third spot it's Rob Henderson. I say a very, very promising debut for Neville Penfold, the second and now win in his second outing.
Bringing up the rear there in 4th place, in his very first sidecar speedway meeting, Harry Ross.
And the official results of Heat 5, the winners in blue, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. Take 3 points. The winning time, 17.5. 17.5. Second in red, Ben Heath and John Bowkett. And third in yellow and black, Rob Henderson and Martin Heath. 70.5 the winning time. Of course, you got the alteration in white in that heat. It was Harry Ross and Tony Warren. The white outfit was excluded under 2 minutes. And there goes the clocks again. It's 2 minutes for the outfits for Heat 6. The outfits for Heat 6 on 2 minutes. And we would like to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's a virtually open night here at Coventry Speedway tonight. And if you would perhaps like to come out to the main grandstand and enjoy the full facilities, full catering, licensed bar, you are very welcome. Perhaps you'd like to watch the racing from a different angle for once in a while. You can go anywhere you like at all in the stadium tonight. It is open night, so if you'd like to enjoy the facilities of the grandstand, please do so.
So into line 4, race 6, Richard Moore lines up in gate 1, Mark Newson gate 2, Mick Cave gate 3, Tom Gilson in gate 4, and Mick Cave lunges into the tapes. Referee Bowles runs it as he has been doing so far, the same as solos, then Cave will be excluded from this. When we look across, and yes, the white exclusion light on for Mick Cave. Obviously the clutch went there on the bike, and he's going to be excluded from race number 6.
Cave is excluded for touching the tapes. The outfit in white is excluded.
So looks, and it's Harry Ross coming in for the excluded Mick Cave in white. So a second consecutive outing for Harry Ross. So in red, Richard Moore. In blue, Mark Newson. In white, Harry Ross. And in yellow and black, it's Tom Gilson. And away. And Newson makes a good gate with a 2-gate. Gilson goes to line round the outside. Moore in third. As Newson keeps it tight on that pitch corner. Gilson screws it on round the outside of that Coventry corner. But Newson excluded in his first race. And not very happy about that. Leads the riders on lap number 1. Gilson in second. It's the rider in red, Richard Moore in third, with Harry Ross quite a way down at the back as they move into the back straight for the second time. Newson again coming under pressure from Gilson, and these two pulling away from Moore, with still Harry Ross cruising round at the back as they complete lap number 2. Newson still with the advantage over Gilson, and Newson goes wide again on that Coventry corner this time. Gilson tries an inside pass, close the gap on Newson, but Newson again pulls away on the straight as they move on to lap number 4. Nielsen again coming under pressure from Gilstonen. These two are a long way clear of Moore. And Harry Ross way down at the back. As up the back straight for the final time goes Mark Newson, determined to make amends for that exclusion in his first outing, and locks it up almost on that pits corner, and Gilstonen went completely off the track there, did Tom Gilstonen. And we look across, has he been excluded? No, there are no lights on his yet, but certainly he was way off the track, but still hangs on to his second spot.
Heat 6, the winner in blue, Mark Newson and Pete Rush. Winning time 71.7, 71.7. Second yellow with T.P. Gilstonen and Matthew Furola. And third in red, Richard Moore and Grant Hickling. 71.7 the winning time. Takes us on to Heat 7. Good line up this. We're racing in Prospect. They're on 2 minutes.
71.7 the winning time, so nobody's got near Paul Pinfold's time of 68.8 in heat number 1. Heat 7 could be good. Brian Ashford in red, Darren Trelaw in blue. Let's hope he can get that outfit sorted out for this race. In white, Greg McKee, and in yellow and black, Paul Pinfold.
If Darren Trelaw has sorted his motor out, he could be a dark horse here. Remember, he scored a maximum in 1989, Darren Trelaw. And he's also been Australian number 1. He's the reigning New South Wales champion. And we mustn't forget that he's in with a chance. Darren Trelaw.
So, Heat 7, let's hope Darren Trelaw has got the machinery sorted out, because he really is a tremendous racer. His father, of course, came out with him 2 years ago and unfortunately broke his leg here at Coventry in a very, very nasty spill indeed on the Coventry corner. So, Brian Ash, he's there on gate number 1. Steve Robbins, his partner, has been his partner now for the last 2 seasons. Coming in into 2 is Darren Trelaw. In 3, Greg McKee. And in gate 4, Paul Pinfold. Could be an interesting first corner if they all make the gate together. Away, and Trelaw flies out that 2 gate, but Pinfold's already round the outside and closes. Trelaw down on that Coventry corner. Pinfold then from Trelaw, and Trelaw finds a speed going up that back straight. 2 machine length between them. Ash in 3rd, McKee at the back. As it's Pinfold oversliding on that pits corner, and Trelaw almost gets inside Pinfold. We've got a good race here. They lock shoulder to shoulder into the Coventry corner. Pinfold's gone wide again on that Coventry corner, and Trelaw's gone inside him. This is the Darren Trelaw we saw here 2 seasons ago. It's Trelaw on the inside, Pinfold going wide, cutting back for an inside pass, coming up off that pits corner. Trelaw then with Pinfold, Ash in 3rd. These 3 a long way clear of McKee. As down the back straight they go, and slowly but surely Darren Trelaw is pulling away from Paul Pinfold. He's got the machine sorted out. He's really buzzing now in this race number 7. Pinfold getting a bit closer as they move on to lap number 4. Ash in 3rd. McKee tailed off at the back, and Pinfold's gone too wide upon that Coventry corner. He cuts back for an inside line up that Coventry back straight. But Darren Trelaw is going to do Paul Pinfold from the back in this race number 7. Darren Trelaw wins it. Second, Paul Pinfold. 3rd spot, Brian Ash. And showing that when Darren Trelaw does get the machinery sorted out, he really can motor. Was a revelation here 2 years ago, and showing a true glimpse of his form there in a brilliant race number 7, and comprehensively beaten Paul Pinfold from the back.
What's that? Let's keep that so far. Super overtaking there. The winner in blue, Darren Trelaw and Phil Hudson. Winning time, fast from the meeting, 68.2, 68.2. Second in yellow-black, Paul Pinfold and Keith Wall. And third in red, Brian Ash and Steve Robbins. Great racing there. So Heat 8 producers the same. The outfits are on 2 minutes.
In red, it's Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley. In blue, veteran Albert Lewis with Clyde Malloy. In white, that other flying Aussie, Gary Moon with Craig Hall. And in yellow-black, Ian Mills and John Hawthorne. In blue is Albert Lewis, another veteran of Midland Grass Tracks from many years ago. And of course you heard from Gary Moon just now. He's over for the whole season. And for those grass track fans, you
So
can see
68.2 the winning time there for Darren Trelaw, quicker than Paul Pinfold in heat 1, and bearing in mind he had to come to the back to do it.
Ray Blackhall and Kerry
So
Manley.
Ray Blackhall lines up in gate number 1, Albert Lewis in gate 2, Gary Moon in 3, Ian Mills gate number 4. And it's Blackhall making a good gate for the inside. Moon isn't particularly quick out, but he's already got round Blackhall, he's got round Lewis as well, as Lewis moves to into second place then. Moon from Lewis, Blackhall in third, Ian Mills at the back as they make their way into that pits corner once again. Moon over slide, Lewis goes wide, gets tremendous drive coming off that pits corner, and Albert Lewis had a good meeting here last season, rode particularly well indeed. His wide line of style of riding seemed to really pay off on this Coventry track. He's not too far behind Gary Moon at the moment. There's Moon then from Lewis, he's 2 from Blackhall with Mills at the back, and Lewis definitely closing on Moon as they move into that Coventry corner once again. Moon takes it tight this time. Albert Lewis doesn't go out quite so wide. In fact, didn't close up at all on Gary Moon that time. They're into the pits corner on lap 3. Moon still from Lewis. It's Blackhall in third. Ian Mills really told off at the back now. And what can Albert Lewis do on this last half a lap? Slowly but surely Moon's building himself a lead. Albert Lewis, in fact, very, very badly injured at Sheffield a few months ago, having a practice. Thought he might be the end of his racing career, but he's back with a vengeance tonight as Gary Moon wins it. Second, Albert Lewis. The third spot, it's Ray Blackhall. And Ian Mills just coming across the line now in fourth position.
The world number 1, the Australian number 1, Gary Moon with Craig Hall.
And the official result on heat 8, the winning outfit in white, Gary Moon and Craig Hall. Winning time 70.3. Second in blue was Albert Lewis and Clive Malloy. And third in red, Ray Blackhall and Terry Manley. 70.3 the winning time. And just before we have a quick interview from Dave Snarworthy, it reminds me that he's issued a superb book on sidecar speedway racing. It's for sale in the track shop tonight. The price is £2.75, and it tells you all you want to know about sidecar speedway racing. In fact, it's the first book on the subject. It was racing through the years, an introduction to the drivers and passengers, the 1990 test match results, and 40 pictures, including some historic pictures taken at Crystal Palace, Plymouth and St Austell. So well worth a buy from the track shop, £2.75.
Right, I have with me one of the stalwarts of sidecar speedway in England here, Rob Henderson. Now, Rob, how are you enjoying it this year? Back again for another season, I see.
Yeah, it's my first outing tonight.
First outing tonight. Feel a bit stiff?
Knackered.
Knackered, oh dear. Well, Rob, it's a long time you've been racing now. How many years have you actually been racing motorcycles? Because it's road racing, grass track. I saw you win the Carnival King's Cup, I believe, back in the early 80s at Evesham Grass Track. You've certainly been around. How many years is it?
About 25.
25 years. What's your most favourite moment in motorcycle racing?
Probably finishing second in the sidecar race of the year at Mallory.
Yeah, I finished second in the sidecar race of the year at Mallory Park. A certainly talented man, Rob Henderson. The 2-minute warning, by the way, wasn't for Rob's answer. It was for the next race, I can assure you. Rob Henderson, good luck this evening.
See you. Thank you.
Then Tom Gooseton, one of the 5-point riders in red, Neville Penfold, another 5-point man in blue, Ian Mills in white, Ian Mills in blue, in fact Neville Penfold in white, and Brian Ash in yellow and black as they settle for race number 9. Brian Ash on the 3-point mark as he waits for Neville Penfold to move in that 3 get away, and Gilsenan makes a good gate with the inside, but Penfold goes for line round the outside. Gilsenan and Penfold lock shoulder to shoulder, coming off that Coventry corner, and Penfold nicely round the outside of Gilsenan. And here comes Brian Ash, the late one up that back straight to move through in the second, but Gilsenan gets back inside Ash and retakes second place. It's Penfold then from Gilsenan, Ash in third, and really bunching up now the first, second and third. Ian Mills tailed up at the back as they move up the back straight once again. Still Penfold. Gilsenan goes for a line round the outside this time. Ash looking to speed up the inside, and still nothing between the three of them as they complete lap number 2, and this time Ash is going to get inside Gilsenan, but Gilsenan back round the outside of Ash on that Coventry corner. Ash again back up the inside line, gets ahead of Gilsenan, sets about chasing Penfold as into the pits corner for the third time. Penfold 5-6 yards clear of Ash. Gilsenan losing contact in third. Mills tailed up at the back, and Ash really close to Penfold now, but made a mistake on that Coventry corner. Gets back in the action again up that Coventry back straight, but Neville Penfold looks like putting together his second winning ride of the evening. Neville Penfold wins it. Second is Brian Ash. Third spot Tom Gilsenan. That's a good race in there in race number 9.
Battles out at the front there in Heat 9. The eventual winner in white, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. Winning time 70.7. 70.7. Second in yellow and black, Brian Ash and Steve Robbins. And third in red, T.T. Gilsenan and Matthew Fumarola. 70.7 the winning time. Winners in white, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. Takes on to Heat 10. The outfits are according to the programme.
The England versus Australia Test Series in 1989. In 1990 it was England versus the World All-Stars, and now the very first ever Super Prix, International Super Prix for sidecars.
And should be a real good race. Gary Moon unbeaten rides in red. George Penfold out this time rides in blue.
Sidecar speedway all the time. And there's the master in the red helmet, Gary Moon with Craig Hall.
And then we've got Gary Moon gate 1, George Penfold gate 2, Darren Treloar gate 3. Those are 2 to watch, and Moon's away on the inside, but Treloar's got a quick line round the outside of that Coventry corner, and it's Treloar with the advantage at the back straight, and now he's got that motor going, he's going to take some catching. There's Darren Treloar then from Gary Moon, Cave in third, George Penfold at the back as they come to complete lap number 1. And what a great pity that Darren Treloar had those machine problems in his first outing. He was the Australian champion in 1989. He lost it to last season and failed retaining again this season to Gary Moon, but he's really stamped his authority on this race number 10 now. As it's Treloar then from Moon, these two pulling away from Cave. Penfold at the back, and really Darren Treloar stretching away now in this race number 10. He's already taken Paul Penfold for the back. He's now going to beat the meeting leader, Gary Moon, as they roar at the back straight for the final time. Treloar from Moon, Cave in third, Penfold at the back. Is coming through to complete a superb one again there for Darren Treloar. Second beaten for the first time tonight, Gary Moon. And in third place, it is Mick Cave. It was Shane Sutar who in fact took the Australian crown last season from Darren Treloar, and he in turn lost it to Gary Moon this last winter.
Racing there in 10. And the fastest time of the night, the winning outfit in white, Darren Treloar and Phil Hudson. Their time was 68 seconds on the dot, 68 seconds. Second in red, it was Gary Moon and Craig Hall. And third in yellow and black, Mick Cave and Alan Cave. 68 seconds, the winning time.
So Darren Trelaw gets quicker, 68 on the dot is running time there for heat 10.
They're on 2 minutes.
Here is the master, Paul Pinfold, with Keith Wall in the chair. Last year, Keith Wall passengered Steve Smith on the grass tracks. And of course, he's the son of Tim Wall, who's actually raced in nearly every, I think he has raced in every type of grass track motorcycle racing. Dad Tim, so star-studded family, Tim and Keith Wall.
So with Gary Moon being beaten the last time out, there's no unbeaten ride. It throws the meaning wide open again. And we've got Albert Lewis on coming into gate number 1. Rob Henderson, so two of the veterans of sidecar racing, one up on the 2 inside gates. Paul Pinfold on gate 3 and Richard Moore in gate number 4.
So as they line up at the tapes, in the red helmet, Albert Lewis and Clyde Malloy. Blue is Rob Henderson and Martin Eden. In white, Paul Pinfold and Keith Hall. In yellow black, Richard Moore.
So settling for race 11. Henderson quickly out, but not quick enough for Pinfold as Pinfold gets a line round the outside. Engine problems again for Albert Lewis. He's got it going again, but he's a long way down at the back as Pinfold then from Henderson. It's Richard Moore in third, Albert Lewis at the back, and Pinfold really should know too much for the 3 outfits in this race number 11. As Pinfold into the Coventry corner on lap number 2. Henderson's in second, Moore in third, Lewis at the back. The interest is, can Albert Lewis peg back that ground he lost with a sick motor on the first lap? As Pinfold takes a wide line, slides it off that pit corner, increases lead all the time over Rob Henderson. It's Richard Moore in third, and Albert Lewis definitely closing up on Richard Moore. Takes a wide line round that Coventry corner, gets some speed up the back straight. He's got a lap and a quarter to try and get into a scoring position as Pinfold leads on to lap 4. Henderson in second, Moore in third, Lewis at the back. Can he get to Moore? He's about 5 or 6 bikes length down now as a race into the Coventry corner for the full time. Moore's gone wide, a chance for Lewis as he moves into the pits corner for the full time. Pinfold wins it. Lewis takes a big handful around the outside, cuts back from one up the inside, but he's not. He's just got the third place there from Richard Moore. Good ride there by Albert Lewis. And in fact, he was first out the gate. The bike died immediately, left the line. He chased and chased and has pinched third place there on the run-in for the line.
Racing there, the winning in white, Paul Pinfold and Keith Wall. Winning time 69.4, 69.4. Second in blue with Bob Henderson and Martin Eden. And third in yellow and black, Richard Moore and Grant Hickley. The outfit in red, Albert Lewis and Clyde Malloy, were excluded for crossing the inner line. 69.4 the winning time, and 69.4 the winners in white, Paul Pinfold and Keith Wall.
Interval heat 12 on the track, and developing into a four-way scrap between Neville Pinfold, Paul Pinfold, Gary Moon and Darren Trelaw. And if Dave Heath were to win this race, he would also join those riders on the 8-point mark.
He's 26 years old, he's just been racing 2 years, and of course this is his very first time in England. His passenger, Peter Jones, well, it says it by name, Peter Jones. He's from sunny Wales, Peter Jones. This is his very first meeting as well. But he's also the passenger for Craig Cheetham, who used to be the passenger for Peter Brown many years ago. And he's also been passenger for Mike Cookson on the road racing scene. That's Peter Jones.
So into line for race 12. Dave Heath on gate number 1. Ray Blackhall gate 2. Mark Newson gate 3. And Greg McKee gate number 4. And away, and Dave Heath hasn't made the best of starts. In fact, we've got a lock up there. 2 riders forced off the track. Dave Heath
As you can see, the race has
And
been
Ray
stopped
Blackall,
immediately.
AP shoved over by Ray Blackall.
Back to Peter in the box for the official verdict.
Thank you, Dave. Unsatisfactory start. All 4 outfits back to the line, please.
And
All
there you have it,
4.
referee rules, unsatisfactory start and a restart with all 4. Dave Heath, of course, I say if he can win this one, he does move equal meeting leader on the 8-point mark. Shoved up the track there by Ray Blackall.
Driver in the red helmet, Ben Heath. He won an individual meeting at Hackney last year, but several of the World of Rebel stars weren't actually riding that day, but he's
So into line again for the restart of race 12. Heath, Blackall, Newson, McKee, and Heath and Blackall again, and Heath gets the corner first, but Blackall round the outside of him, and it's McKee going for line round the edge of Heath as well. These two lock shoulder to shoulder up that black straight, as Blackall shows then from Heath. Surprisingly, Newson at the back, and Heath's gone too wide upon that Pitts corner, and McKee and Newson gone through, and now Newson gets inside McKee as well. So Newson has gone through from 4th to 2nd, and Dave Heath, front wheel clearly off the track there, barge back inside McKee, and we've got some good action here in this race number 12, as Blackall, the somewhat surprising leader of this one, shows for Newson. It's Heath in 3rd, McKee at the back, as into the Coventry corner again, and Dave Heath knows he's got to get at least the 2nd place here to stay in contention in tonight's meeting. He's closing up again on Newson as they move into the Pitts corner for the 3rd time. Blackall then for Newson, Heath in close attendance in 3rd place position as they move into the Coventry corner for the 4th time. It's half a lap to go for Dave Heath to try and move up into 2nd. Newson's gone wide in that Coventry corner. Dave Heath right there with him now. Could be an interesting last corner as Ray Blackall comes to the win. Newson's locked up again. Heath goes to run for the inside, but Newson gets a 2nd. 3rd spot Dave Heath, and some cracking action there in race number 12, your interval heat.
Fantastic action there between Mark Newson and Ben Heath. But the winner, Ray Blackall from Wiltshire.
And Ray Blackall, in fact, has lost after winning that race, loses passenger there and gets a lift back into the pits on the back of Dave Heath's machine.
Racing there in Heat 12, the winning outfit in blue, Ray Blackall and Terry Madley. 70.8 the winning time, 70.8 the winning time. What a super battle it was at the back there. 2nd in white, Mark Newson and P. Brush, and 3rd in red, Ben Heath and John Bowkin. 70.8 the winning time. That heat takes us into the interval. Reminder that the recent Midland Memorial Grass Track meeting at the Midland Grass Track Club is now available. It's on sale in the track shop. Video on sale in the track shop. And videos of last year's World Rebel Series from various tracks are also on sale. Today's match will be available. Details inside the front cover of the match programme.
I've Neville with me, Neville Pinfold. Neville, your first experience of the sidecar speedway. You must be very pleased with your performance so far tonight.
I'm a little bit surprised, to be quite honest with you. It's my passenger's first real go against competition like this, and he's doing a hell of a job for considering the company we're in, and it's more down to him than me. I'll get the easy bit, I'm doing the steering.
Your joint meeting leader with 8 points, 2nd in your first race, and then 2 very, very convincing wins.
Yeah, we still haven't finished the meeting yet. There's a long way to go, and our next heat I think is going to prove to be the hardest one of the evening.
As you said, obviously the passenger is the key man. What's the basic difference for you driving the outfit as to driving on the grass track?
Well, with this there's an awful lot more throttle control coming into it. You've got to be so much more careful with the front end of the bike when you go into the turns. You can ride it with the motor on an awful lot more, but at the same time you've got to be 100% concentrating at all times on it, because at any time you can lose the front end and go out towards the boards. As I say, it's a team effort, and without Tony tonight, who's working extremely well, we wouldn't have got the results we've had so far. You know, he reads me.
Do you find that the safety fence looms a little bit closer? It's a lot wider used on the grass track, and it's a hard fence here. Or don't you only take any notice of that?
Well, last weekend Paul invited us up to a practice, and unfortunately I met with a fence, and I tried to do impression of a crinkly cut chip. So I know what the fence is like, and I'm doing my best to avoid it.
Your tracks will vary. The next meeting is at Swindon, which is a slightly bigger track than Coventry. How are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to it a great deal. It's just I'd very much like to try a proper conventional speedway outfit, because as you know, we're still riding our grass track outfit. Engine wise it's competitive, but it still lacks a positive steering for the fast turns on the speedway. But I'm sure we'll cope. We'll just try and do our best.
Well, here we go with heat 13 on tonight's Speedway Super Prix. The outfit's half-winning programme in red is Greg McKee and Peter Jones. In blue, they're on 2 minutes, Gary Moon and Craig Hall. In white, Richard Moore and Grant Hickling. And in yellow and black, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. Here we go with heat 13.
So, heat 13, first race up the interval. Greg McKee, Raj in red, Gary Moon on the 8-point mark in blue. Richard Moore in white and Neville Penfold also on the 8-point mark in yellow and black. And as Neville Penfold just said, this is going to be his big test, this one.
Very first speedway meeting, and he's keeping up with the likes of Gary Moon, Darren Trelaw and Paul Penfold. And he would like to publicly thank, I spoke to Neville, and he would like to publicly thank Paul Penfold and Gary Moon for the help they've given him. And it's certainly paid off, because he's scoring very well this evening in this first Super Prix. Neville Penfold, one of the famous Penfold family who you probably see in the motorcycle press, are always featuring in the grass track results down there in the southeast of England. This time he's got some
coming into line for heat 1, Greg McKee on gate 1, Gary Moon gate 2, in gate 3 it's Richard Moore, and in gate 4 Neville Penfold.
I can tell you that Darren Trelaw had electrical problems earlier.
So settling for race 13, and Moon's quickly out of tip. McKee gets the advantage into the corner, and all the bunch, and it's Penfold going for line right round the outside. There's a clear gap round the outside, but Moon rides right across in front of Penfold. I think momentarily possibly caught the safety fence on that back straight. It's Moon then from Penfold. It's Moore in third, and McKee surprisingly at the back as they race into the Coventry corner once again. Moon then from Penfold, Moore in third, McKee the back as they race at the back straight once again. Penfold closing up on Moon on the straight, but Moon looks behind, realises the danger, pulls away from Penfold coming off that Pitts corner, and McKee gets inside Moore on that Pitts. Got a good scrap for the third place, and Moore gets back inside McKee. McKee trying to get back inside Moore on that Coventry corner. This is where the action is for third and fourth position. They're locked shoulder to shoulder up that back straight as Moon from Penfold. McKee has the third, and Moore goes wide on that Pitts corner as the leaders go on to lap number 4. Moon from Penfold, still McKee, slowly but surely pulling away from Richard Moore now. So an important running ride coming up for Gary Moon, but a good second place again for Neville Penfold, sliding out of that Pitts corner. Gary Moon wins it. Second, Neville Penfold. The third spot, it's Greg McKee.
Neville Penfold goes back to the pits, so I can tell you he's only recently started riding on the grass. He had a 7-year layoff. He started racing when he was 19 years of age. Had a retirement for 7 years. He's back in action. He's certainly doing well this evening. Over to Peter in the box for the result.
Hey there, the official result of heat 13. The winning outfit in blue, Gary Moon and Craig Hall. 72.1 the winning time. 72.1. Didn't they do one in that tight first turn? Second in yellow and black, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. And third, winning a splendid battle at the back there, in red, Greg McKee and Peter Jones. 72.1 the winning time. On 14, on 2 minutes.
So in red, Mick and Alan Kay. Blue is Ben Heath and John Bowkett. They've been going very well this evening. In white, the veteran, Albert Lewis. And of course with his new passenger, Clyde Malloy, a regular on the grass.
So Riders moving into line for race 14. Mick Cave, gate 1, Dave Heath, gate 2, Albert Lewis 3, Brian Ash, gate 4, away, and Heath has made a good gate for the inside. Cave in the action. Lewis slow away again as Brian Ash trying to force away through on the inside line as Cave and Heath lock shoulder to shoulder as Heath the advantage into the pits corner on lap number 1. Cave in second. Here comes Ash, the run up the inside, gets inside Cave, sets about chasing Heath. Lewis at the back. And Cave trying to get back inside Ash on that Coventry corner, gives Ash a shove on the Coventry corner, moves him over, leaves a gap which Cave exploits to move through in the second, but Ash gets back there again. Great dogfight for second and third with Davey to the front now. Cave's gone too wide on that Coventry pits corner and forces Albert Lewis into the safety fence that time. As Heath from Ash, Cave in third, Lewis at the back. As down the back straight they go once again, and Brian Ash really wide coming off that Coventry corner. Mick Cave's right back there with him again. Ash slides wide to stop Cave coming round the outside as they move on to lap 4. Heath from Ash. Cave in third, Lewis at the back, so winning right here for Davey. Moves him back in contention tonight again. Mick Cave's gone too wide on that Coventry corner, gets into the loose shell and drops back from Brian Ash as Davey wins it. Second, Brian Ash. First spot, Mick Cave, and eventful racing there in race number 14.
Well, I can tell you that Ben Heath, Dave Heath his real name, he's no spring chicken. He was the 1979 British Grass Track Drivers' Champion, and he's going like a train tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Heath there, from the southeast of England. And of course he's got one of the top passengers in the world, John Bowkin, with him, from New Zealand. So I'll go hand you back to Peter Marsh for the official results.
Yes, walk in action there in E14, the second half very lively so far. The winner in blue, Ben Heath and John Bowkin. Winning time 71.1, 71.1. Second in yellow black was Brian Ash and Steve Robbins. And third in red, Cave and Alan Cave. 71.1 the winning time. On now to E15.
The lineup then for E15. In red, it's Ian Mills and John Hawthorne from Berkshire. In blue, it's Paul Penfold and Keith Wall. In white, Mark Newsom and Pete Brush. And in yellow black, George Penfold. And I'm not sure of his passenger. Just like one of the passengers we saw just now, back out with him again. Now, George Penfold, not only does he race sidecar speedway, he races right-hand sidecars on the grass, left-hand sidecars on the grass. He also races quad, he has the all-terrain vehicles, and he actually races in France on the internationals over there with the quad machines. So all-round motorcyclist, George Penfold.
So a pointless Ian Mills lines up on gate number 1. Coming in alongside him in 2 is Paul Penfold. Needs to win this to keep pace with Gary Moon. In 3, Mark Newson. And in gate 4 is George Penfold.
Sidecar Speedway, the promotion of kindly let me put my books in the shop tonight. So they're $2.75 and it's an introduction to all the drivers. There's over 40 pictures. So
settling at the gate for race 15. And Penfold roars at 2 gate. Newson gets out with him, and Newson, in fact, trying to get round Penfold on that Coventry corner. Penfold goes wide of block, and Newson cuts back for an inside pass, but he isn't quick enough. It's Penfold in third as Penfold shells in for Newson. Penfold in third, Mills again at the back, and Newson not too far behind Penfold now as they race into the Coventry corner once again. Paul Penfold this time goes wide, gets some drive coming off that Coventry corner. Slowly but surely he's pulling away from Mark Newson. These two are long way clear of George Penfold, and Ian Mills in fact closing up on George Penfold, who seems to be having a few problems back there in third position as Penfold from Newson. Still George Penfold, he's got the same problem with the bike I think as he had in his first ride, but he's still quick enough to keep Ian Mills pegged back in 4th place as we look to the leaders again as Paul Penfold leads on to lap number 4. Newson still in 2nd, Penfold in 3rd, Ian Mills at the back as Penfold into the pits corner for the final time, and winning right here puts it equal with Gary Moon after 4 rides. Paul Penfold wins it. 2nd, Mark Newson, and George Penfold's going to get that sick motor home for a 3rd place in race number 15.
certainly keeping the pressure at the top of the point scoring board there. The winning outfit in blue, Paul Pinfold and Keith Wall. Winning time, quick again, 69.9, 69.9. Second in white was Mark Newson and Pete Rush. And third in yellow, George Penfold. 69.9 the winning time. Sections on to heat 16 and the outfits are on 2 minutes.
Darren Trelaw told me in the pits he had mechanical trouble to do with the coil, it seems, in that first heat. That's what put him back down the pecking order. Of course, otherwise we may have seen Darren Trelaw unbeaten. He's certainly going very well this evening. And
problems there.
He first rode on the sidecar speedway in England here at Coventry, and it's good to see that the very first place.
Sorry, Dave, they've got 1 minute remaining.
George Penfold just pushed his outfit back over the pits after completing in third place in race number 15 as we look at race 16. Rob Henderson in red, Tom Gosselin in blue. Tom made a good start at the meeting with a win in the second, but only got a third in his last outing. Ray Blackhall in white, Darren Trelaw. Again, if he wins this, he'll keep pace with Pinfold and Moon. He's in yellow and black.
He also races on the grass tracks.
And then Darren Trelaw, in fact, comes straight back out the next when he's against double Pinfold. That could be interesting.
Meeting at Bedworth, I believe this. Races in the
so, heat 16, Rob Henderson, gate 1. Tom Gosselin, gate 2. Ray Blackhall, gate 3. Darren Trelaw, gate number 4. Away, Henderson's made a good gate for the inside. Trelaw's not particularly quick away, and Blackhall goes for line 2 on the inside, and Blackhall leads in from Trelaw. Trelaw screws it on round the outside of that Coventry corner. Blackhall shows from Trelaw. Henderson in third, Gosselin at the back, and that's the order now. Coming to complete lap number 1, Blackhall from Trelaw, and Trelaw really can't afford to drop a point here too. Ray Blackhall is certainly riding much better this year as Ray Blackhall goes wide, stops Trelaw's move round the outside of that Coventry corner, and Trelaw's got a lot to get to Blackhall from that position. Gosselin gets inside Henderson at the back to move through into third position, but we look to Trelaw again, closing up on Blackhall. Blackhall then from Trelaw, and Gosselin again moves through in the third ahead of Rob Henderson, as we still see Ray Blackhall sliding into that pits corner, and Trelaw's took yards off him there. They're shoulder to shoulder going on to lap number 4. Blackhall from Trelaw. It's Gosselin in third, Trelaw trying to bore a hole in the inside of Blackhall on that Coventry corner. Switches to an outside attack and they move up the back straight for the final time. This could be an interesting last corner, and Trelaw barges inside Blackhall. They come together. What a race there. There was not a gap, and Darren Trelaw just literally moved over Ray Blackhall in some scintillating sidecar speedway action there. Ray Blackhall rode a superb race. He blocked every move that Darren Trelaw had tried, but there was no gap on the inside of the pits corner. Darren Trelaw just literally moved him over and came through for a scintillating race win there in race number 16. He was determined not to drop a point there in that heat number 16.
Well, fabulous racing there in heat 16. Well worth watching. That's his more that. The winner in yellow and black, Darren Trelaw and Phil Hudson. Left it late, they got there first. 70.2 the winning time. 70.2. Second in white was Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley, a great attempt they made. And third in blue, T.T. Gilsenan and Matthew Kumola. 70.2 the winning time. Right, all the outfits have had 4 rides now in this Speedway Super Prix. And we'll give you the rundown on the scorers. At number 1, Neville Penfold and Tony Miles have 10 points. Mick Cave and Alan Cave have 2 points. Paul Pinfold and Keith Wall on 11. Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley on 7. George Penfold, the sorted passengers, has 2 points. T. Gilgeson and Matthew Fumarola, 7 points. Greg McKee and Peter Jones on 3. Albert Lewis and Clive Malloy on 2. Rob Henderson and Martin Eden have 4. Mark Newsom and Pete Rush have 7. Brian Ash and Steve Robbins have 7. Gary Boone and Craig Hall also on 11. Ben Heath and John Bowkin have 9. Richard Moore and Grant Hickling, 3. Darren Trelaw and Phil Hudson also on 11. Ian Mills and John Hawthorne yet to score. And the reserve outfit, Harry Ross and Tony Warman, just the 2 outings, no points. So it's tight at the top, 11 points for the leaders, on now to heat 17.
Just before we go into the next race, I have with me Paul Pinfold, England's #1. Right, Paul, how's it going? Tell us a bit about this year. You've got quite a few big events going on.
Yes, that's right. This is the first leg of the Super Prix. There's 3 more legs and, at Reading, Swindon and Sheffield. And also we've got 3 open meetings at Stoke. As you can see, the racing's fast and furious.
Are you happy with your performance this evening?
You can never be happy, can you? You're always trying to go faster.
That's right. Anyway, this is the gentleman, England's #1, Paul Pinfold. We won't talk to him no more now. Hopefully he'll be on the up by the presentations. We'll have a chat to him then, because racing is about to start again. Paul Pinfold, ladies and gentlemen.
So we await Darren Trelaw, who takes 2 on the trot in race 17. A win here, of course, for Darren would ensure at least a run-off for first place. And here's the outfit we wait for. His main opposition obviously is going to come from Neville Penfold. And of course Mark Newson, who's been in the thick of the action since his first race exclusion. Mark Newson back to win and 2 second places, so obviously cursing that first ride exclusion.
Remaining 30 seconds.
30 seconds as Darren Trelaw tries a practice start down the back straight. So we've got Neville Penfold, gate #1. He's got 2 wins and 2 second places so far. Alongside him in 2, it's Albert Lewis. In 3, Darren Trelaw, and in 4, Mark Newson. So proving the last race, Darren Trelaw can come through for the max. So it really needs somebody to outgate him this one to make another cracking race of it. If he makes a start, it may well be all over. So settling for 17, and Penfold's quickly out for the 1 gate. Trelaw's out with him. Penfold gets the corner first. Trelaw leans on Penfold, but Penfold won't give way. He takes Trelaw 1, and Penfold with the advantage at the back straight on that #1. Trelaw goes around the outside. Newson gets inside Lewis to move for the 3rd, and all 4 in a bunch. But Penfold's gone wide in that pits corner, and Trelaw goes barging through in exactly the same position that he took Ray Blackhall in the race previous. Trelaw then from Penfold, now coming under pressure for a 2nd spot from Mark Newson. Lewis not too far behind him, Paul, as they move through the complete lap #2, and some good sidecar speedway action again in this one as the bearded Darren Trelaw leads into that Coventry corner once again, and now Penfold really under pressure with Newson for that 2nd position. Lewis at the back, as up the back straight they go, and Newson's definitely quicker than Penfold on the straights. In fact, Penfold riding the conventional grass track outfit here this evening. All the other boys, of course, on sidecar speedway outfits. He's stuck to his grass bike for tonight and really making a good job of it. But Darren Trelaw steaming ahead at the front now as he leads into the pits corner for the 4th time. It's Penfold in 2nd, Newson in 3rd. Penfold's gone wide on that pits corner but hangs on to his 2nd spot. Darren Trelaw wins it. 2nd Neville Penfold, 3rd spot Mark Newson. That assures Darren Trelaw of 14 points, and I think if he hadn't had that bike problem in his first race, he would have won this with a maximum, but now he's got to sit back and he's assured of at least a run-up for first place tonight.
Complete their lines, but a master at work there in heat 17. The winner in white, Darren Trelaw and Phil Hudson. Winning time 69.7. 69.7. Second in red, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. And 3rd in yellow and black, Mark Newsom and Pete Rush. 69.7 the winning time. The outfits for heat 18 are on 2 minutes, and those outfits have completed their outings there. #1, Neville Penfold and Tony Miles scored 12 points. At #8, Albert Lewis and Clive Malloy scored 2. At #10, Mark Newsom and Free Bush finished with 8. And obviously going to finish in a run-off. That's the way it's going. In 15, Darren Trelaw and Phil Hudson, 14 points. So they stake their claim for a place in what looks like being a run-off. Good Paul Penfold. They can catch them. Also, Gary Boone and Craig Hall. There's all to ride for. 3 heats to go. Heat 18.
18 in red, Rob Henderson and Martin Eden. In blue, the Cave brothers, Mick and Allen. In white, the Australian Greg McKee with Englishman Peter Jones. And in yellow-black, Ian Mills and John Hawthorne.
Ian Mills first line in gate number 4, yet to open his account. Greg McKee in 3, Mick and Allen Cave in 2, Rob Henderson, Martin Eden in gate number 1. And it's Rob Henderson again making a quick gate for the inside. Cave looking at the line round the outside, but it's Henderson has the advantage at the back for lap number 1, but Cave goes roaring back round the outside, and it's Henderson coming under pressure for the second spot from McKee. As Cave leads now as they complete lap 1, Henderson second, McKee in third, these three pulling away from Mills. As into the Coventry corner once again, Henderson's gone wide, McKee trying to get through on the inside line, but it's still Henderson with the advantage into that pits corner. See where the action is, more second and third, and they clash there, and that may well be a knock there for Rob Henderson's pasture, because Greg McKee went straight into the side of him there, but they look to be okay as Cave leads at the back straight for the third time. McKee in second, Henderson in third, Mills tailed off at the back as they move into the pits corner for the final time, and now McKee is starting to peg back the ground on Mick Cave as they race into the Coventry corner for the final time. So Mick Cave from Greg McKee, Rob Henderson still in third, Ian Mills at the back. So it looks like the first winning ride of the evening coming up for Mick Cave. Mick Cave wins race number 18. Second Greg McKee, third spot it's Rob Henderson.
Heat 18, first one of the night. In blue, Mick Cave and Alan Cave. Winning time 72.8. 72.8. Second in white was Greg McKee and Peter Jones. And third in red, Rob Henderson and Martin Eden. Those outfits are completed their rides for tonight. Riding at number 9, Rob Henderson and Martin Eden finish with 5. The outfits for Heat 19 are on 2 minutes. Mick Cave and Alan Cave riding at number 2 finish with 5. At 7, Greg McKee and Peter Jones finish with 5. And at 16, Ian Mills and John Hawthorne. They haven't scored, but they've obviously enjoyed themselves at no points. On to 19. The outfits are according to the programme.
So race 19, Paul Pinfoot in red, Gary Moon in blue. Both these outfits on the 11-point mark. One of these needs to win to challenge Darren Trelaw and run off the first place tonight. We've got Dave Heath is in white, and Dave's had a good evening's racing. So far he's on the 9-point mark. And Tom Gosselin has started off very promisingly indeed, but Tom tailed off the 2 third places in his third and fourth outing, so we should be in for some cracking racing in this race number 19. The outfits to watch, obviously, Pinfall and Moon, who win 3-1, puts them off for Trelaw tonight for the first place. In fact, Darren Trelaw's beaten both of those riders, Gary Moon and Paul Pinfall, when they met in their respective races. Nevertheless, we should be in for a good run-off if one of these two can win this race, 19.
Missed last year's test matches on the sidecar speedway scene. All the test matches, except for the Swindon one, were captured by JSD Videos, the people who film every week here at Coventry. So, if you've missed them, don't forget, they've got them for sale. And of course, their video tonight's meeting. If you want a long-lasting memory of this very first Super Prix ever held in Great Britain, or in fact anywhere in the world, then don't forget those videos are on sale from JSD Videos. JSD Videos.
So Paul Pinfold lines up in gate number 1, Gary Moon in 2, Dave Heath in 3, Tom Gosselin in gate number 4. Start could well be vital. Dave Heath runs in fact up into the tapes. The green light was not on, so he won't be excluded. And Dave Heath having a job to pull the outfit back. Moves back in line again, and Pinfold lifts alarmingly at the start, and that allows Moon and Heath to get by, and Pinfold in third place on that pits corner, coming under pressure from Gosselin for his third place position as Heath and Moon lock shoulder to shoulder into that pits corner. Pinfold goes for impossible gap on the outside line. We really have got a race in our hands now as Moon then from Heath. Pinfold gets inside Heath, sets about chasing Moon as they move into the Coventry corner for the second time. Moon round the outside. Pinfold goes along the inside. Heath losing contact in third. Gilsenan at the back as Gary Moon, the Australian number 1, leads coming off that pits corner, completing lap number 2, coming under pressure again from Paul Pinfold. Heath in third. Gilsenan still losing contact at the back, and Pinfold working hard, but he can't close the gap on Moon. But as I say that, Pinfold gets a bit closer to Moon, moving into that pits corner. Moon on the inside, forces Pinfold to go around the outside. Pinfold cuts back for an inside pass. They cross the line shoulder to shoulder onto lap number 4, and Moon will knock away Pinfold, trying to force him out on that Coventry corner, and Pinfold forces Moon out, and Heath comes in the action as well, and nothing between Moon and Pinfold. Pinfold's on the sled. Moon gets back for on the inside. A race to line. Who gets it? Pinfold gets it. Tremendous action there as Paul Pinfold wins it from Gary Moon. They were absolutely locked going into that Coventry corner. Pinfold and Moon, neither one would give way. Pinfold had forced the gap, he'd forced Moon out. Moon stuck to his guns, and then as Pinfold was going so frantically quickly up that back straight, he overslid into the pits corner. Moon came roaring through on the inside. It looks as if Moon would retake it, but Pinfold found some speed, some drive on the outside of that pits corner, came through in fantastic style, and Paul Pinfold wins it, and now goes straight into a run-off after race 20 with Darren Trelaw to see who was victor in the first round of this Grand Prix. But that really was absolutely fantastic action, so sidecar speedway action at its very best there in race number 19.
Two great drivers, two great passengers. No fear given there. One of the best races you'll ever see, I'm sure. I'm sure that you haven't seen many races like that either, Peter, have you? Over Peter in the box.
No, Dave, I must admit, that was a fabulous heat. Absolutely marvellous. The winner, local boy, in red, Paul Pinfold and Keith Wall. Congratulations. Magnificent racing there. 71.8 the winning time, 71.8. Second, they also took part in a great battle, Gary Moon and Craig Hall. And third in white, Ben Heath and John Bowkins. And that sets the scene at the top of the leaderboard. And 3, Paul Pinfold and Keith Hall finish on 14 points. And 12, Gary Moon and Craig Hall finish on 13. Running at 13, Ben Heath and John Bowkins finish with 10. And running at 6, T.P. Gilsenan and Matthew Fumarola finish with 7.
So that's second place there for Gary Moon. It shows them a third place overall, but they're going to have a run-off between Darren Trelaw and Paul Pinfold. So third place tonight for Gary Moon, and it looks as if Neville Penfold in his first inning will finish a very, very creditable 4 with 12 points. Let's not forget Dave Heath in that race. It was a terrific scrap, and Dave Heath was in the action as well all the way around, and that really was scintillating sidecar action.
In yellow-black, Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley. Remember how he rode just now? Terry Madley, passenger in Ray Blackhall. He nearly pulled off the race of his lifetime there.
So Heat 20, George Pinfold in red, Richard Moore in blue, Brian Ash in white, Ray Blackhall. But a surprise package tonight as Ray's been in the thick of the action all evening. He's on the 7-point mark from 4 outings.
It looks like we're in for a grand finale this evening.
So Ray's 20 and Ray Blackhall away from the outside line, streaks round the outside. Brian Ash in the action with him. It's Ash and Blackhall shoulder to shoulder up that back straight. Blackhall round the outside. Ash trying to move through on the inside. There's Blackhall with the advantage into that pits corner. There goes Ash and gives Blackhall a shove in the back on that pits corner, but Blackhall still with the advantage. It's Ash in second, Moore in third, and George Penfold at the back as they make their way up the back straight for the second time. Ray Blackhall slowly but surely pulling away from Brian Ash. Richard Moore still in third place position as they come to the complete lap number 2. Blackhall then from Ash. Brian Ash somewhat surprising, not won a race this evening. Has been in the thick of the action all the evening, but has yet to win his first race. He's got a lot to do to get to Ray Blackhall now as Blackhall leads into that pits corner once again. Still Ash in second, Moore in third, George Penfold at the back as they move on to lap number 4. So winning ride coming up here for Ray Blackhall. Has certainly improved his performances on last year. This will be his second winning ride of the evening. So Ray Blackhall comes to the win, race number 20. Second is Brian Ash, and in third place position it's Richard Moore.
Well, having a super evening tonight. Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley holding off England's, well, he was England's number 3, Brian Ash and Steve Robbins, so that's a tremendous achievement there. Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley really coming good this year. We'll have to watch out for them in these Super Prix because they look like they mean business. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a big hand. Ray Blackhall, Terry Madley, followed by Brian Ash and Steve Robbins.
Heat 20, the winner in yellow and black, Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley. The winning time, 70.4, 70.4. Second in white, Brian Ash and Steve Robbins. And third in blue, Richard Moore and Grant Hickling. Those outfits complete their outings for tonight. At number 5, George Penfold finishes 2 points. At number 14, Richard Moore and Grant Hickling finishes with 4 points. At number 11, Brian Ash and Steve Robbins finish with 9. And completing tonight's contestants at number 4, Ray Blackhall and Terry Madley finish with 10. All that's up to a run-off for the first place tonight in this first round of the Sidecar Speedway Super Prix. 1000cc machines, riding in red, Paul Penfold and Keith Wall. Paul Penfold and Keith Wall. And in white, it's Darren Chaloa and Phil Hudson. Darren Chaloa and Phil Hudson, they're riding for first and second places. And of course, on 13 points already in third slot. At number 12 is Gary Moon and Craig Hall. All to ride for tonight in this first round of the Super Prix. Paul Penfold and Keith Wall in red. Darren Chaloa and Phil Hudson in white. Paul Penfold goes off gate 1, Darren Chaloa off gate 3. They are on 2 minutes.
So Paul Penfold first into the gate. Passenger Keith Wall, of course, partnered Steve Smith to the Grass Track Masters title last year, equaling Bulletin's record of national grass track wins.
This is the gentleman, one of the promoters. You tell him you want sidecars all the time because it is great, ladies and gentlemen. But all I hear is shouting and cheering now.
So Paul Penfold on gate number 1. Darren Chaloa gate number 3. The gate's on. Penfold's lifted. He's lifted badly and he's lifted again, and it really is, I think, probably all over there. What a great tragedy there. Penfold knew he had to make a start because Chaloa had already pipped him with the back. He lifted immediately leaving the gate, went about 5 yards and lifted again, and he's really got to work getting it to Darren Chaloa now. As Chaloa leads on to lap 2, Penfold in second. That was a real tragedy there because it could have been a crackerjacker race if Paul Penfold had made the start. But he's not making any impression on Darren Chaloa as they move into the pits corner once again. Chaloa from Penfold at 30 yards between them there as they move into the Coventry corner. Once again, Chaloa looks behind him and Penfold can't close the advantage. I think Paul is now content with second place, and that really has ruined what could have been a real dynamic race. As Chaloa clearly in the lead now on to lap 4, Penfold in second, so he got the maximum the last time here. It was here at Coventry. He's going to get 14 points, and the winning position on the rostrum tonight for Australian former champion Darren Chaloa wins the run-off. Second is Paul Penfold, and really that one, as so often happens in run-offs, was really decided at the gate.
1989, he's come back here to Brandon, and he still loves this track, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen? Because he's beat the England number 1 Paul Penfold fair and square in round 1 of the Super Prix.
Well, congratulations there too, Darren Chaloa, Super Knights Racing, and a convincing winner there in the run-off for first place. Winner in white, Darren Chaloa. Passenger Phil Hudson. Winning time 69.4. 69.4. And second goes in red into the splendid meeting, Paul Penfold, with his passenger Keith Wall, second in red. Well, so seems to be great action tonight. We have the sidecars here. Not too regularly, but certainly come and provide us with a good evening's entertainment. If you are dashing away, please stop for the presentation. If you do have a rush, don't forget the next Saturday's back to the solos, Coventry Bees versus Oxford. But here they come for the presentations. First, second and third in tonight's meeting. Over to you on the starting line, Dave Starworthy.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's call on Gary Moon and Craig Hall to come forward. for their third place trophies. Let's hear you cheering, please, for these Australian lads, Gary Moon and Craig Hall. They're being presented by the trophies by a young lady by the name of Emma. Right, if you'd like to go on to the third place roster. In second place, I expect you'll shout loud for this gentleman, Paul Pitfold and Keith Wall. Runners-up in the 1991 Super Prix of the first leg here at Brandon Stadium. Paul Pitfold and Keith Wall.
Love you all.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, they've had their photograph taken. They're going on the second place position. Gentlemen with the cameras, you'll be able to get them on there in a second. But let's hear it for the winners of round one. Darren Trelaw from Australia and Phil Hudson. He's returned, and what a return he's made here. He's back with a bang. The Flying Aussie, Darren Trelaw and Phil Hudson. A kiss from the young lady, now a photograph. We'll have a chat to him in just a second. For those of you who stay behind. Right, if you'd like to get on to number one position, and photographers move in for this historic shot as the Australian wins, Englishman second, and Australian third, and those gallant passengers on the chariots. Right, Gary Moon, let's have over to Gary first. Third place, please for third, or would you prefer to be a number one?
Well, everyone would prefer to be a number one, but in a pretty tough field like this, it's hard to be there, so it's good to be in number three anyway.
You're looking for number one for the next round, are you?
Oh, I'm looking for number one in the next 5 rounds.
Sounds good. Gary Moon from Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Just 1 second. Gary would like to publicly thank his sponsors.
I'd just like to thank all the people from Real Time Consultants for supporting me and spending all the money on the bike and making it as good as it is, and everyone else for coming. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Also thank you to Craig Hall, who's back with him. Right, number 2, Paul Pitfold. Don't want to run away, Darren Trelaw. We'll have a chat with you in a second. Paul Pitfold, some fantastic racing. That was some of the best racing probably ever seen in the UK with sidecars. How do you feel after that?
I think I'm getting too old for this. These young fellas are going too fast these days.
You certainly did it well there.
Yeah, I caught the start up in the last one though.
Well, it's interesting to see a sidecar wheelie off the line. That was pretty impressive.
That was more frightening from where I was.
Bit frightening for him, that was, that wheelie, ladies and gentlemen. What's your plans now then? You're going to try and take that number one position away at the next round?
Yeah, we've got to be trying for that one.
Right, you hear that? Paul Pitfold. He wants to be number one, so he's going to be fighting. Paul Pitfold would just like to have a word, so we'll hand over to the Master of England, Paul Pitfold.
I'd like to say thank you for Coventry Speedway for having us here, and all the supporters that's come and seen us, and also to Sid Irons and everyone else that helps me.
Right, thank you, Paul Pitfold, and to you, Keith Wall. Well done, gentlemen. Runners up. Now, to the winners today, Darren Trelaw. How do you feel about that? What a fantastic return to Brandon Coventry, Darren.
Yeah, I feel great. It's always when you're good when you win. Just like to congratulate Paul and Gary. Dave Tyner, DT Welding, helping me out. Gordon in the pits, and Phil for riding. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren Trelaw. Good luck for the rest of the rounds. We'll just have a quick word with Phil. He's the winning passenger, so we'll have a word with one of the passengers. Is it a frightening experience going behind somebody like Darren Trelaw, sir?
No, it's quite smooth and that doesn't worry at all.
Have you been racing long, Phil?
A couple of years in Australia, but first time I rode with Darren here since I've been over.
How long are you staying for? The whole season, or?
Yeah, hopefully.
Great. Phil Hudson from Australia, the winning passenger.
Well, that concludes the racing at Coventry Speedway tonight. Action with a difference, but certainly plenty of excitement. Hope you've all enjoyed yourselves. Don't forget that we're back to the solos next Saturday night when the bees, after that splendid win at Ipswich,